how can I coax the most amount of money out of your pocket? That should be the Wizards of the Coast motto painted on the wall of the company. But I think Magic the Gathering is making a change to how we engage with sets, starting with the Lord of the Rings, that not only is going to be beneficial for them as a company, but going to be a really cool experience for enthusiasts like you and I, and nobody's talking about it. Let's take a look at that one today. Magic the Gathering has a massive problem in 2023, and I can guarantee you it's not the problem you're thinking of. Here in my hands, I hold a draft booster box from the Brothers War, a widely well-accepted set that was an amazing limited play experience and introduced a brand new way for regular enthusiasts like you and me to collect and chase cards in our favorite trading card game. And well, a couple months after its release, nobody talks about it anymore. It's not just the Brothers War. This has been the Magic the Gathering model for the better part of a decade. A set comes out, and it's all about the release experience and getting the consumers hyped for the next big thing. But Wizards of the Coast recognizes that not only is this probably not super great for business long term, but it's not a wonderful experience for the player, for the enthusiast, for the consumer. And because of that, it seems like Wizards of the Coast is looking to make a change, and they're doing so with the biggest set in some of the biggest ways. So I think there's some aspects of Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth that are vastly under-discussed right now, and I think that could shape the way that you and I experience Magic sets in the near future. So I want to take some time and talk about Lord of the Rings today and how we can maybe hold on to a little bit of joy from each of these Magic the Gathering releases. Now, Lord of the Rings is obviously a special occasion. With one of the world's largest IPs coming to Magic the Gathering, it's safe to say that many, I won't say all, but many eyes in our little nerd kingdom that we own, that we sit and call home, are on this set. And from Lord of the Rings outside looking in, several people are excited, and major YouTubers and content creators are making content about the upcoming release and so on and so forth. But it's not just the outside looking in. Regular enthusiasts like you and me, people who shop on TCG Player, who buy other card games, who play Magic and Commander very, very frequently, are all in on the Lord of the Rings release as the set approaches almost $2 million in pre-sales. That's right, that video will be coming on this channel if you want to see that one, which is going to be wild. Make sure you're subscribed. And those people purchasing on that platform are probably not Lord of the Rings enthusiasts that have never played a trading card game before. Most of those purchases are probably people like you and me. And Wizards of the Coast knows that this is a big deal, and because it's such a big deal, they need to make sure, let's just say, the juice is worth the squeeze. Now, before you run to the comment section and say, of course, Wizards of the Coast always says the juice is worth the squeeze, they're trying to squeeze every penny out of us. Yes, I made a video last week, and I'll try to remember to link it here, about the Lord of the Rings collector boxes that I felt like the additional print of collector boxes, that one felt bad to me. But the juice being worth the squeeze in this sense is also a benefit to you and I. We have often said on this channel, and as most enthusiasts in the game feel at this moment, that there's a disconnect from when a set comes out to what it used to be. You see popular YouTubers like Kitchen Table TCG and things like that, they go off and they say things that I agree with. Like, I miss the golden age of Magic, where we'd all gather around one box and we'd play at the game store, we'd open up, there was just the draft pack. There was one pack, there was one box, we all played the same Magic. It was an amazing experience. And yes, there were some amazing times back then, but those have pretty much gone by the wayside, and Wizards has sacrificed that in favor of more products for a wider consumer audience. Now, the downside here is there's no more attachment. We don't have time to exist and live in these realms and have fun with these products and grow attached to the cards that we are playing. And because of this, often we don't feel the need to revisit that. And this means that remastered sets or revisits and reprints in the future aren't going to be as well received. Well, Lord of the Rings is not only looking to fix that, but it's doing so right off the bat. So we are getting the Lord of the Rings release, and as every Magic set and every Magic player knows, the release is a big deal. We love release day and release parties and going to our local game store, but going further than that, we would kind of move on to the next thing. Well, not with Lord of the Rings. The celebration of Magic. That's right, Wizards of the Coast big event to bring everybody together to play Paper Magic at their local game store across the world is going to be themed around Lord of the Rings. And this is several weeks after the release of Lord of the Rings. It is not, it doesn't correspond directly with the release. It is after the release. It's giving us an excuse to revisit this product. And actually, it is coming very close to the eve of Commander Masters. So we are being encouraged to revisit this product up until the release of Commander Masters. And Wizards of the Coast is pretty all in on this celebration of Magic. They are providing a ton of benefits for local game stores, and they are really encouraging both regular enthusiasts and some pretty high profile Magic people to get out there and play some games. So make sure you stay tuned for some news on that. But, butting up against Commander Masters is a big deal. But then following Commander Masters' August release, and not immediately, but in the future, we have the re-release of the special edition collector bundle or collector product for Lord of the Rings, as well as the additional scene bundles. Now, we got some speculation on what that is, but it's weird because at that time, the product will have been out for a considerable length of time. We will have had Lord of the Rings cards in our hands for a long time by the time we get this special edition. And that just says to me, hey, there's no new cards in this. There's new treatments, and there might be some spicy stuff in the box. I got a wild theory video coming about that. But it says, Wizards of the Coast says, we want to get the most out of this and make this an everlasting experience for enthusiasts like you. And Wizards of the Coast wanting to get the most out of something is not news for any one of us out there. But it can be an amazing experience for players, for people looking to sling cardboard like you and me. What this can do is this can allow us to marinate, to simmer in that product a little bit, to get our hands on Lord of the Rings and have an excuse to have an amazing experience at release and go back a couple of times and re-dip into that well, revisit the set that we, might have we have a chance of enjoying so much. Maybe revisit some old friends, rekindle some relationships, or crack some packs and open some spice that reminds us of the fun we had during some of these times. And that helps build that emotional connection and will hopefully do a good amount of service for making that product last a little bit longer in our hearts and, frankly, in our wallets. And this is a good thing, like I said, for us. If we are choosing to spend our money on this, choosing to go back and revisit these products and revisit these experiences, then that means we are enjoying them. But this is a risky play because of the timeline. Like everything else this year, including Commander Masters and Wilds of Eldraine, the timeline is going to make this a very risky move on Wizards of the Coast part. If Commander Masters is a massive hit, and spoiler alert, I actually think Wizards of the Coast themselves is betting against Commander Masters. That video to come this soon. Again, make sure you're subbed. But if that's a massive hit and I end up being wrong, then we might be in for some trouble when it comes to convincing people who spent their hard-earned money on Lord of the Rings, then Commander Masters with Wilds of Eldraine and Doctor Who right on the horizon to revisit this well that maybe we're not so fond of anymore. So it's a risky play, but I think I can see exactly what they're doing, and I get from both standpoints why they're doing it. It's got an opportunity to be really cool for you and me, but I want to hear from all of you. We constantly say in the comment section, I wish that I had a chance to really marinate in these products. Magic and Wizards of the Coast is coming out with too many boxes. There's too much stuff on the shelf. I wish they would slow down. I wish if everything's special, nothing's special. Well, this is your chance. If that's the case, then you have an opportunity to revisit this. And I want to know from each and every one of you, are you going to be revisiting this product? Is this something with the celebration of Magic and the re-release coming up in November? Is this an excuse you can use to kind of build that attachment? Or does this really do nothing for you and you think you're going to move on and move into the other exciting releases to come this summer? So let me know in the comment section below. A couple house cleaning things. We got some crazy promos last week during Friday Morning Magic. The chat convinced me to buy some awesome promos, and they came in the coolest way possible. I'll be showing that off this week, 8 a.m. Central Time, Friday Morning Magic, and make sure you're subbed. We're racing towards 5750. Thank you all for hanging out. Until next time. Oh yeah, share this video. Share this video with Discord communities and Facebook groups, and however you want to share this video. I appreciate each and every one of you. Until next time, you guys know me. My name is Josh, and we will see you around.